Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome to week 0, day number 3. Hey, for whatever reason, I am not able to be live with you guys right now. So just know that the video you're about to see is actually a recording. I did do it live, and I'm doing it in front of a live audience in the recording you're about to see. Please comment below like it is live, because I'm going to come back for whatever reason. I am sick or I'm out of town or something, and so I'm always live with you guys, but life happened for some reason. So please comment as if it is live inside of this and this Facebook post here, and I'll come back and make sure all your questions are answered. Anyway, I'm excited for you guys. This is a cool lesson. Boom! What's going on, everyone? Steve Larsen. Welcome to the OFA Challenge day 3. Day 3. Yes, I am not in the padded room. I'm here in my home office, and this is where I do all of my personal work and personal stuff. I did not have time to go into the actual ClickFunnels office today, so I am not there right now, obviously. Hey, today, day 3 is all about the who, not the how. Okay, and the first time I realized this, I was mowing my lawn. And I was mowing the lawn, and I was listening to, I think I was listening to Russell and several others, and I realized that I was trying to learn too many things in my business. Okay, the first time I actually learned about this, though, I was this is gonna sound really weird. I was playing dodgeball with tennis balls, and anytime you start a sentence that way, you know it's gonna be a great story. Okay, but every single week, what we would do is we would go. There's about 40 or 50 of us who would go, and we would play dodgeball with tennis balls. Okay, and it was fun because it hurt. And we would go in this gym, and we'd get all these tables down as barriers and just dump a ton of tennis balls there. And we played dodgeball with tennis balls, and it was a lot of fun. And I remember we used to do that every week. And we would go in. We used to go into to this room, right? And we'd split into teams, and we'd go in and get started. And what was interesting, what was cool, can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me. What was cool is thank you very much, appreciate that. This one time I walk on in and no one was getting started, and this was a super fun tradition we were having. So I was like, I want to go, let's do this, it'd be super fun. And what I did is I went and I was like, hey, let's get started. I started telling everybody, let's go and get started. Nobody moved. There was no one that moved for about 10 minutes, and I got so frustrated. I started leaving. Okay, and I was like, this is what are we doing here? And as I'm leaving, I run into this guy on the way out, and he goes, what's wrong? I said, dude, I'm trying to get everybody to get going. No one will get going. And I kid you not, this is a weird lesson, but I promise this is how I learned it. And you guys will remember it now too, okay? This is how I learned this. I kid you not, he lifted his head. He's not even around everybody. He lifted his head and he goes, hey, everybody, we should get started. In this big gym with 40 people. And everybody stopped and turned and looked. And we divided into teams and we started. And that didn't leave me. And there was actually a notebook that I used to carry with me at all times. I can't find it right now. But it's a black notebook. It's about this big. And I would write down all of the business lessons I was experiencing in life. And what I wrote down that day as we were playing dodgeball with tennis balls was, oh my gosh, I don't have to be the trombonist and the violinist, and I don't have to be I don't have to be this person and that person and this person and that person. What was crazy, I have to be the orchestrator. That's it. All entrepreneurship is about being an orchestrator. It's not about knowing how to play every instrument, okay, in the symphony. It's not. And which sucks, okay? Because a lot of people like me, if you're like me at all, you're like, man, I want to go, how do I do this? How do I write copy? How do I do video? How to do sound editing? Steven, I see all your film stuff in the back. Like, you know what I mean? I got to do that. And then, like, it is a long road. It's a super long road when you do it that way. And it took me a while to just follow my own advice even. That was 10 years ago when that happened. And I always kept that in my head. And what was interesting is as I started working for ClickFunnels and as I started seeing what these other entrepreneurs were doing, the thing that they had that I did not, because I had been studying the books, right? How many of you guys have read Expert Secrets? How many of you guys have read .com Secrets, right? How many of you guys have been going through each of those? What was interesting is as I started watching each one of these people, the thing they had that I did not was a team. That was it. In fact, and I'm not like, oh, look at me, but like in a lot of cases, I might have known more than them, right? I might have had more experience with this area, more experience with this area. The thing that I sucked it up at was having a team. I was trying to be a Renaissance man. Kill the Renaissance man, people. Do not be every role in your business. It will die, okay? Anyway, so as I started learning this and realizing it, I was like, well, I need more who's, right? I've got all these, I got all these things I need to get done, and I'm trying to learn the hows. I got to stop that. I got to cut that out. I got to go find the right who's. And so what I did is I started getting on different sites, hiring virtual assistants and hiring VAs and little odd job projects. And I didn't have a lot of money, so I went and I did a little bit of, I did a small project, got a couple $100, and then I went and I started on like freelancer.com, or you can use like funnelrolodex.com, right? And you go hire out the specific task and role that you're needing, pay them the money. And then when I was at my 9-to-5 job with Russell, crap was getting done. Okay, that's how I did it. And so I would wake up at 5 a.m. and I would ride my bike into ClickFunnels office because I was still kind of poor, right? And we didn't have another car. And I would ride my bike and I would be in the office at 6 a.m. And from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. for a year and a half, I would build my business. And when Russell walked in at 9 a.m., I would switch gears and I would build his business, okay? And then I would go back home, and in the evening time, I'd play with my kids. We'd hang out with the fam, and then I went in, and it was like from 9 p.m. to usually midnight, I'd work again, and I'd be talking to more who's. That's really what I was doing. I was making sure the team, even though it was virtual, had the things they needed from me. And then I'd sleep 5 hours, get up, and I'd do it again. And that's how I built it. That's how I put it all together. Okay. I want to understand like how powerful of a role and a principle that is. If you're trying to do every single role in the business, it will die. It will fail. Okay. Someone said I'm breaking up. Do you guys got me? We good? Let me turn my Wi-Fi off so it's just straight connection. You guys got me though? Nice. All right, cool. Excuse me. All right. Guys, your ability to be an orchestrator is directly tied to the speed that you have. So if you need like speed, if you're like, man, I need more speed, okay? The speed is directly correlated to the kinds of team that you have. If you are the orchestrator, there was a time in college, it was the coolest, like the funnest semester where I learned the most in all of college. What we had to go do is we had to build a business from scratch. And that we walked into the semester and the teachers, the professors, they're like, hey, you need to build a business from scratch. We're not going to give you any instruction unless you ask us specific questions. We're not going to guide you at all. And we're going to assign you industries. And what was fascinating is I got assigned to the food business. I hate cooking, guys. I'm a terrible cook. Never have me cook for you. I got assigned to the food business, and because I'm a little bit aggressive, if you guys might tell, I got assigned and voted as the CEO, okay, of this little student-run business. And I'm like, I don't know what to make. I'm not going to make any food. I don't know how to do this. Right, and so this is what we did. Guys, this is to illustrate the point. Okay, this is what I did. We went in and we started walking around to people on campus, and we started saying, hey, if there was like a food you could buy on campus, like what would it be? And we polled and we surveyed and we polled and we surveyed, and we spent a day. And we went back, and the next day we started looking at all the things that they had said. Oh, you know what? I wish we had this kind of food. I wish we had that kind of food. I wish we had that kind of food. And they told us, oh, you know what? I really wish that we had empanadas. And I was like, what the heck is an empanada? I had no idea what that even was. And what I did, I was like, all right, next day, why don't we go and you say, hey, what kind of empanadas do you want? And we spent the next day on campus. What kind of empanadas would you want? Right? And they're like, I want pizza flavored. I want this flavored. I want this flavored. I want all these fake Mexican flavors that are really American, right? Right? And I was like, all right, who here has an empanada recipe? And someone on our team's grandma's twice removed cousin, someone had a recipe, right? And we went in and we're like, all right, we're going to make some empanadas, and they're going to be fake Mexican, so they're going to be pizza, and they're going to be, all right, sweet. And so we're like, all right, well, what do we want next? We said, we went onto campus the next day. What kind of price would you pay for it? And then we did it again. They're like, well, around this price. What sides would you want for that? Oh, we want chips and drinks and this, and specifically this, and this. All right. What kind of logo do you like? What kind of this? They literally built the entire freaking business for us. We made $3,000 a week, which selling to poor college students a $7 empanada was actually quite good, right? Which was awesome. And we made a lot of money selling to students, right? Money for that time, for those students, for those people, right? And that was fun. Guys, this is what I did though. This is the major point I'm trying to get to here, okay? As I started building that, what happened was I realized that I had become the bottleneck in my own business. I'd wake up in the morning and immediately look at my phone and have like message, right? Red alert, urgent decision. And I was like, crap, right? Dang it, I don't, And my day would start that way. We had no other classes the entire semester. That was the semester. And I would spend the entire day answering questions. And I'm like, marketing question here. All right, you 3 people in our little 15-person business. You go do them there, right? And then, finance questions. You 3 people, how about you go take the finance stuff because you seem to like numbers a lot. All right, cool. Yeah, you go over there. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is insane. And what I started doing is I started building systems in the business to remove me as the bottleneck in my business. Okay? You hear me when I say that? This is like way key, super key for you to hear. And so I started building systems and I started building structures and little teams inside of it that could handle the revenue coming in. And I was like, I don't know if my team's any good. I'm the major bottleneck here. All the decision making, all the hows. I am the only who, even though there's 15 of us. And so what I started doing, and this sounds dumb, guys, but I went and I hid from my business in the busiest times of business of the day. And I would go and I would hide. Okay, this is right. Yeah, big light bulb right there. Paige, did you get that? Page 1 solutions. Wow, light bulb, I'm the bottleneck. Crazy, right? I would literally disappear on purpose from my business and I would hide. I mean, I wouldn't like just leave, but I would sit back and I would watch. And I would watch them. And I would see the breakdowns. I'd be like, crap, I thought my system was good enough. I thought I had the right who in place, right? I thought I had the right, dang it, it's not that how. I thought it was the right, it's actually the wrong how. I need a new who. Does that make sense? And I would go back the next day and I'd patch it up. And they'd be like, where did you go? And I'd be like, bathroom or whatever. I wouldn't tell them. And I would go in and I would fix the system and I would fix the who and I'd make sure I had the right who's. Crap, I don't have the right who's. Or you know what? Let me rekey the trombonist over to the violinist spot. Okay? And I would refix the system. Okay? And that's how I did it. Okay, over and over. That's how I did it. And I would go disappear again and come back in, disappear again, come back in. And then it became, oh man, I'm not gonna go build this product. I'm not gonna go make this marketing message because I have a marketing department now. And 80% of decisions flow through the head of marketing. And 80% of decisions for finance and for supply chain go through their perspective places. This is huge. Yeah, it takes courage to disappear, doesn't it? Absolutely. Alexander, yep. Takes courage to disappear. It's real hard. Okay. Now, I'm not saying all you guys need to just disappear from your business. If you don't have a funnel yet, right, you are probably going to be the one wearing a lot of hats for a while. That's okay. What I want you to do, right? How many guys are brand new? Like you don't have a funnel yet, and that's fine. There's no shame in that, right? All right, okay, cool. Yeah, you're brand spanking new. Tons of you guys, okay? Hundreds of you, and that's great. No funnel yet, and you're just getting started. Here is a major hack I wish someone had grabbed me and said when I first started. Build slowly, okay? Take note of the process you are doing, okay? You don't create systems. You capture systems. Ooh, that's good right there. That needs to be on a t-shirt, right? That better be an Instagram post here soon, right? But it's true. The system already exists. If you're doing it, even if you're not consciously thinking about a system, there's a system that you're doing. Come back in and start writing down the things that you're doing. Now you have a blueprint to hand to somebody else. Okay? Easiest, fastest way to create systems ever. Okay? I now personally have 2 full content teams, right? It's the combination of 9 agencies, right? I have an internal funnel building agency, right? I've got the exec team that we're starting to build out. And what's interesting is like I can still feel where I'm the bottleneck or I am the major core decision maker. That's not good. That's not good. From both the funnel build process and the product creation process, right? I need to just mostly be on the strategic top. How many of you guys are really strategic people? Right? Some of you guys are really strategic. That's great, right? So don't learn every instrument, right? Today's challenge it's super simple, guys. Today's a really easy challenge. You're going to go and you're going to grab the worksheet, and on the worksheet it says, I am good at these things. Check the box with brutal honesty. I am bad at these things. Check those boxes with brutal honesty. Boom. You now know where to start and increase your speed through those check boxes. Okay? That's how you do that. The first time I ever started learning about this stuff, there's a few places I want to take this, okay? Follow with me. That's like the first core idea I want you to understand, okay? It's about building a system. That's what businesses are. It's a system. The first time I ever learned about the difference between a system and a funnel, though, it was really challenging for me. I was in college. I was building funnels for other people. It started working, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Got this bright light here. It's like way too bright. There we go. Okay. I went in and I was building all these funnels, and they were working. And multiple times now, by that time, even then, I was having this problem. I'd build the funnel. I'd do all this research for the client. I'd put together this stuff. It was a lot of fun. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be great, right? Check me out. This is going to be cool. Like, are you watching while I make the jump? Are you, and I was building hard. And day one for the launch would come around. And this is no joke. This has happened multiple times. This happened several times on my own, and then several times working for Russell as his funnel builder. This is what happened. Okay, it was always this. Day one, it would launch, and they would call, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, look at all these sales coming in. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy, man. Is it always like this? Like, that's really odd. This funnel game, dude. This is way better than my website, right? Holy crap, this is way better than what I was doing before, right? And it's so automated. This is great. I can see, right? And they'd call freaking out. That was always day number one. Day number two, they would call and they'd be like, whoa, hey, this is still a lot of sales. This is more sales than we've ever had. Wow, is it always like this? Woo! And it wasn't nearly as excited. Day three, they would call, and this is usually what they would say. Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn off the funnel! You turn it off, man. You gotta kill this crap, man. And I remember the first time that ever happened, I'd be like, who the heck wants less sales? I'm not turning off your funnel. And I hung up. And I stopped answering the phone of the CEO for 2 weeks. And he called me in just like rage 2 weeks later. And he goes, dude, turn off the funnel. And I was like, man, I don't know why it's working. Why are you so mad? You're getting more sales you never had in your life. And he goes, you are going to bankrupt us. Until that point, I never knew the difference between a business and a funnel. My friends, therein lies freedom for you if you understand this difference. Okay? A funnel is not a business. This is the One Funnel Away Challenge. Understand that what we're doing here with you, remember this first week is all about the groundwork, okay? I'm working on your head, working on your mind, working on your expectations of what this really is. When we start next week, we're diving in to funnel building, okay? That means you're gonna be wearing typically several different hats. A funnel is a revenue stream. A business is the systems that support the funnel. That's it. That's all a business is. And if you have no systems, you don't have a business. If you treat every support ticket different, some of you guys are like, I don't even have a support system. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just telling you, you are the business. Just understand where you are in this. Don't judge yourself on it. Know where you're taking the ship in the future as you move forward. And just know that you're the business for a while. Okay, and that's all right. Just be prepared to wear several different hats in your business. You might be the only guy doing support. You might be the only girl who's doing sales calls. Might be the only person who's doing fulfillment and shipping up stuff if you're doing e-com. Okay, and I know some of you guys don't know what you're going to build yet, and that's okay. What I'm trying to help you guys understand with this is that as you build, understand there is a massive difference between a funnel, which is an automated revenue stream, right, and a business. Okay. All businesses do is fulfill on the revenue that the funnel creates. Okay, just letting that sink in just for a second so that everyone gets that. Okay, the purpose of this is we are helping you build specifically the funnel. Okay, I just want you to understand that. There's other programs we have where it's like, okay, now you have the funnel, let's build the actual systems. All right, and those are a lot of what's in the future and stuff like that. But like, I want you to know, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because some people will reach out and be like, what's my support ticketing system going to be when I'm building this One Funnel Away Challenge thing, Stephen? Right? Or what's my fulfillment thing going to be? Or what's this? I'm just letting you know, I'm not addressing any of that. We are focusing just on how to sell a lot of crap real quick. Okay, and that's the point of this challenge. It is not to build a business. It is to build fat, awesome stacks of revenue stream. Okay, does that make sense? Is that cool? Does that make sense where we are on this stuff? Because that's like, this is a big deal. It's a big deal to understand that. Otherwise, I usually end up getting, because you guys are not my first time doing this, right? I get a lot of people asking me questions like, hey, support question, fulfillment question, upsell and resell and post-sell, second money type questions, things like that. I get that. And like that is important, but it doesn't matter if you don't have revenue. So this is exactly the opposite that college taught me. College taught me to go build the business first, right? I would go build write these 30-page business plans. And here we have this person for this role, and this person for this role, and this person for this role, right? And here's the plan, and here's how the teams and all the systems work. Hopefully it makes money. That's some backwards crap. I hate that junk, okay? We're pretty anti-VC funding. We're very anti taking on business debt and getting loans. I've never had to put a dollar of my own in my business ever because of what I do is I don't even think about the business. All I do is I build the revenue. And that's the point. That's why we built this challenge in the order that it's in. And I'm just clarifying so like moving forward, like, hey, I'm helping you build the who for revenue. Not necessarily the challenge here is building the who for the business. Support person, fulfillment person, shipping people out. Is you guys getting this? This is awesome crap, okay? Because I don't want you to have to turn around and be like, I gotta go take on a loan. Let me go take on a loan to start building this. No, okay? Absolutely not, okay? Build the revenue. And I love the book Rework. The book Rework teaches to hire when it hurts, okay? Now, I happen to hardly and very, very aggressively lean towards that mentality, okay? I'm gonna go build the revenue, and when I'm like, crap, this is so freaking awesome, but I really need help or it's going to bankrupt me. Then I go higher and I find the next who for the business so that I build the funnel and the system at the same time. When I left ClickFunnels at the beginning of last year, I ran into this problem, okay? And for the first 3 months, what ended up happening was I built this thing, right? And I had done it many times. I knew I had a very clear idea on what would work, and it did. And like 200 grand came in real fast. Whoosh! And I was like, whoa, right? And I was the only guy in my business. And I was like, yeah, which means I was the only one doing the selling, only one doing the fulfilling, only one sending packages, only one, right? It was like, yeah, this is awesome, but I am going to die. Like, I have no life. I'm married to this thing, right? And so the revenue went up real quick, and I had to pull back the revenue. Stop just a second, just come back to earth. Don't sell as fast for a little bit. Let's go build some systems that can match where I am so I have a life again. All right. And then I went and I built the systems up, right? Okay. Now, every time someone asks a question for support, it's not different every time, right? Does that make sense? Meaning I had a ticketing system finally. If someone had a question, if someone had a sales question, right? This is how I ship packages. This is how I do this. This is how I do this. There were no processes up until that point. And so every sale, every customer, every question, was held and handled differently. Crazy. This is not first world problems. This is building entrepreneurship problems. Most people will never get to this spot in entrepreneurship because they don't understand what I just said. Okay? Don't focus on the business. Focus on the funnel. Okay? And that's the point of it. Right? So what happened was I built the systems up, and once I felt like it was at a good spot where I was like actually able to move inside of my business, then I would go and turn the revenue back up. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough systems again, right? And it's kind of like in this little bit of funnel system, little bit of auto sales, little bit of business systems, right? To fulfill and support, right? Then back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's how I did it. Otherwise, if you do it the crappy way, the rest of entrepreneurship teaches this, which is complete garbage, okay? It is, let's build a business and take on a loan because we don't have revenue to support all the people we hired and all the who's that are in it. Okay, sucks. Okay, then you come back in, like, that's garbage, okay? I do it the other way. It's exact opposite way. It's okay, I swear half of that garbage is promoted by those who have loaned and want to loan money. You know what I mean? All right, okay. Yeah, if you're an affiliate, you don't need to be concerned with fulfillment. Yes, you do! You still make an offer, even if you're doing affiliate marketing and it's not your product. Even if you're an MLM, even if you're an e-comm, okay, the way we teach this, if you want to actually sell a lot of crap, you do it the way I'm talking about. You will have to work on fulfillment, okay? I have won multiple affiliate competitions with only a few days to spare now, and it's using the exact thing I'm talking about, okay? Works. please don't play this doesn't apply to me game. None of us get to play the I'm the exception to the rule game. No! This is the 80% framework that applies to every person. That is the focus of the challenge, okay? About to go nuts, right? My eyes twitching, which means this is about to be real good, okay? Here we are. All right, first off, next week, we're about to go launching straight on in, and I want you to understand something here. How many guys feel a little bit of overwhelm already? Which is okay, right? A little bit of stress. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going into new territory. That's okay. Right? That's totally fine to feel a little bit of overwhelm already, and it's expected, right? We're leveling up our brains, and there's other ways that we're starting to realize, oh my gosh, things are not as I thought they were, right? That there's a lot that comes to that. Someone said scared though. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, here's what I want you to understand. I want to teach you guys a system that I personally use in my business right now to keep my head and mental shelf space from overflowing and exploding and becoming uncharacteristic Steve Larsen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If you're not taking notes, I highly recommend this. This is how I was able to both build funnels for Russell and my own in the evening and do all this other stuff and be a husband, father, in the army, all this stuff at the same time and not lose my crap. Okay. This is how I did it. All right, here we go. I have a system. Okay. Who is solely responsible for revenue in the company? Yeah, you, right? The actual entrepreneur is, right? Understand that an entrepreneur really is the one solely responsible for the funnel. But an entrepreneur is not necessarily always a business owner. Would you consider a McDonald's franchise owner an entrepreneur? Not really. What are they entrepreneuring? What are they creating? Nothing. They're operating a business. They're not creating the business and the revenue. Does that make sense? You have to understand, I am only focused on revenue generating activities, especially at the beginning, especially in the phase you are in. It is all about understanding that we are acting as entrepreneurs, not business owners. Okay? They are not the same. Okay? So this is what I have a thing that I call red dot, green dot. Okay? As we move forward in this, what I want you to start doing is I keep a piece of paper around me, or you can use something like Trello, or if you never heard of that. A lot of times I've got 5 whiteboards throughout my office, actually, all over the place, and I have whiteboards, and sometimes they're just running lists of tasks. Okay, so this is what I would do. Write down all of the tasks that you have to get done. Just brain dump. Don't hold them in your head. You only have so much mental shelf space. Okay, it's almost like a RAM for a computer. You know what I mean? Your operating space goes higher and higher the more tasks you hold inside there. So I write them down. I write down all the tasks that I have to get done. I'm like, okay, here's where I'm going. I'm going to that peak. I can't see all the pieces in between, but I can see enough to take the first step and maybe the second. What do I need to do to take that first step? And I'll brain dump. Well, all right, I got to think about the funnel. All right, I got to think about the product. I got to design those. I got to write the copy. I got to write, and there's several things that are needed to get a funnel out the door. Write them down. What I do though is I don't just leave them there. If I leave them there, it is what creates noise in my head, and I hate that. If you guys can't tell, I'm already kind of a loud dude. Okay, I don't need more noise in my life. Okay, I already generate enough right here. Okay, so if I want a lot of noise in my head, the way to do it is for me to just make a massive to-do list. Okay, don't stop there. First of all, I brain dump to get it out of my head. Second thing I do though is this right here. Every one of us has a portion of our day where our brains are more fresh. Okay? My brain works most actively, right? And the best on hard problems from usually about 7 a.m. to about 1 p.m. It might be different for you. That's awesome. That's great. Whatever. Just know what it is. I work on the biggest revenue generating tasks during that time of my day. Okay. And when I was working for somebody else, I was working for Russell, or I was in college or whatever, I would do those tasks in the morning. Okay. I would do smaller revenue generating activities in the evening. So what I do is I have this big, massive list of all the stuff I feel like I need to get done in order to make this project go out the door. I go back through the list and I'm ruthless, guys. I take a green marker and I put a big, massive green dot next to the hardest revenue generating activities that I have to complete. Things like writing copy, coming up with an offer, right? Building the funnel. Those are mentally tasking, right? Or mentally taxing activities. So I put a big green dot next to them. I'm only going to do those during the hardest, right? Only the freshest part of the brain parts of the day. So you only have so much decision-making power, okay? Then what I go back through is I put a small green dot next to all the ones that are smaller but still revenue generating, right? Things like creating a relationship with this person that might say my name and bring in some sales, right? That's not a big task that I have to really do a lot of work for, okay? I'll go back through, so I call it red dot, green dot. So I go back and I green dot all of the big, massive revenue ones, small green dot, all of the ones that are a little bit, they're still revenue generating, but just not like as hard to complete, right? Versus like build a funnel, you know what I mean? That's mentally taxing. I put a red dot next to all the ones that are not revenue generating, but still need to get done at some point. I never do a red dot, okay? Things like make a logo. I didn't have a logo for the first 7 months. Why? Because it doesn't make revenue and it's a fake thing that is not as important as we all wish it was. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Go back through and don't do red dots. Okay? Don't do red dots this entire challenge. Don't do any of them. Don't do any of them. You only focus on revenue generating activities, and your other who's are the ones who do the red dots in the future. I don't have to do red dots. I don't handle support because it doesn't generate revenue, right? I don't handle shipping up boxes and sending it out because it doesn't have anything to do with revenue. Okay? I only do revenue generating big green dot activities. And then sometimes, like in the evening, if I've got an extra 30 minutes before I go to bed or whatever, then I'll do like 1 or 2 green small dot activities. This is huge. Huge. Red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot. Big revenue things versus small. So when we go into the challenge, understand that's what I want you to focus on. There'll be very specific things that we're bringing you through, but it's because we're taking you somewhere and we have already pre-thought a lot of things for you where we're like, don't even worry about the garbage right there, okay? Don't even worry about it right there. Don't even worry about it right there. Just look, big green dot, big green dot, big green dot. Massive revenue, massive revenue, massive revenue. Yeah? Yeah, okay? That will clear up a lot of the noise in the head. It will also relieve you from a lot of the stress. And those of you who are perfectionists like I am, it will help you not be perfectionist, right? It will help you get all your crap done to a good enough level to sell, not it has to be perfect level, because you'll never launch if it's perfect, because it just doesn't work that way, okay? That's awesome. That's an awesome system that I use called red dot, green dot, okay? And the red dots, like I'm saying, because we're talking about the who, red dots in the future get assigned out to somebody else. And if you're like, I don't have any revenue, Steven, I don't have any money, I can't go actually hire a virtual assistant, then don't even worry about doing them for a while, okay? I promise you they're not as important as we all think a lot of those things are, okay? All right, so, okay, so Zach, is that cool? So first I went into, I'm the orchestrator, I'm not the trombonist, I'm not the flutist, I have no idea how to play the violin, okay? So I'm just the orchestrator of a lot of who's. Okay, and I'm gonna go learn how to orchestrate. There's a difference between the funnel and the business. I'm not worried about business in this challenge at all. I don't think you need to be either, okay? Only hire when it hurts. First, we're just gonna bring in huge revenue. In order to do that though, and actually get one of those out the door as soon as we start the challenge, you're gonna divide up tasks from red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, okay? Not important. Oh, this is a big green dot, right? I should get that crap done. This is really, really helpful. Okay, there's one other thing I wanna teach you though, and it's how I find my who's. Oh, what's up? Ready? Okay, this is how I find my people. Okay, guys, I'm a kid at heart. I always will be forever and unapologetically. I had a really cool teacher actually. He taught me that the more creative you are, or the more playful you are, the more creative you are. If you're a boring person, your funnel's gonna be really boring too. Okay, learn how to play. You knew how to when you were a kid. You unlearn play as an adult. It's stupid. Okay. Come back to play, learn play zone, be fun and funny and whatever. I had this teacher, he would walk up. He was the CMO of Denny's and he actually invented stuffed crust pizza. Oh, okay, he was a cool guy. And of Pizza Hut and of Denny's. And anyway, he was a cool guy. And he taught me some really, really awesome things. We had this really cool semester though where we came in and he would just put toys across all the tables. Play-Doh, Legos, Lincoln Logs, all across. It's a college class, okay? And the table, the room was just littered with kids' toys. And the rule was, in class, we had to be playing with a toy the entire time. So whatever it was, we were fiddling, we were building something with Legos, Lincoln Logs. Like, it felt weird at first. We're like, this is, it's kind of weird. And we went in, and that's what we had to do. And when we were in our brainstorm sessions, that's what we had to do, is we were playing as we were brainstorming. So someone would be writing ideas on the board while the rest of the class was playing, like a little kid, and getting to those creative zones. And what was funny is the teacher would sit back on the side with a water bottle, and he had this water bottle. He'd sit over here on the side, and whenever someone said, oh, I have an idea for the board, and they started writing it, they're like, hey, here's my idea. So I was like, okay, cool. And they write the idea down. If he noticed anybody in the room go, ugh, or are you serious? Or that's dumb, or come on. Any negativity at all, that dude would take his squirt bottle and he'd shoot you in the face with water, and he'd yell, bad kitty! And he'd shoot you in the face. It was the weirdest thing ever. We were like, who is this guy? Okay, but he was teaching us something very, very impressive. And he was teaching us how to be playful and be creative. Okay, if you're boring, your offer will be too. If you're boring, you need to relearn play. You already knew how to as a kid. You need to unlearn boring. Unlearn it. Okay, and go into and understand there's other places you can bring this play. Everybody can be creative. It's something that we all have to relearn. We already knew it once. Walls and anyway. Junk, got rid of it. Okay, so when you're trying to find the right who, here's how I do it. I don't remember what I was talking about that. Anyway, when you're trying to find the right who, here's how I do it. Understand that there are people, this is why, that are more creative than others. I want to farm out the right who's for my business. Okay, so one of the ways I did it is, there's really two ways. The first way is merely to just go start talking around and calling and contacting people who are like, hey, I need this role. Do you know a good person? And just by doing it through networking, okay? That's one way. The second way to do that is, let's say I'm gonna hire somebody to do Facebook ads, okay? I hate Facebook ads, meaning I use them, meaning I'm never gonna learn them. I don't want to know how to do Facebook ads. I'm actively attempting to not learn to try to learn Facebook ads. Why? Because I want the right who in there. That's not my role I've designed. I don't want to learn Facebook ads. I don't want to learn paid traffic. There are other people who are as obsessed over paid traffic as I am over offer and funnel creation, right? So who are they? I got to find them. I'm not going to try and learn. I can't be on two peaks at once. So who's on that peak already? I'm not going to try and be on both. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't want to learn Facebook. So what I did when I was trying to find a Facebook person is I've done both methods and they both worked great. What I did though for the second method was, okay, if I am a Facebook ads guru, where would I hang out on the internet? I probably am a part of Facebook groups of other Facebook ads gurus where we all geek out about the latest policy updates, right? Probably. So where are those groups? So I just went on Facebook and I was like, Facebook ad groups, okay? Oh, sweet, check out these massive congregations of people who've self-selected and have said, I'm a nerd in this area. Sweet, I want them, right? So I went into that group and I said, hey, I'm looking for a long-term relationship with somebody to drive ads, right? Yeah, and someone said forums or whatever, right? You're just talking, the internet is a group of self-selecting congregations, which is really, really nice. People are already saying where they want to go. You just go where they already are, okay? So I went to that Facebook group. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a long-term relationship with somebody who can drive ads, okay? And what I did is I said, send me a 3-minute video on why you're the best person. I got a ton of responses. And it's so funny. Probably about half of them were like, well, I didn't film a video, but I would like to be considered. And I was like, you can't even follow the most simple direction ever. No, you're gone. Okay? And I get ruthless. Okay? And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. And I'm starting to watch the videos. And I'm like, just based on personality alone, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get along or communicate with this individual. Nope, nope. Narrowing it down, narrowing it down, narrowing it down, narrowing it down. You'd be amazed what you can learn from somebody by a simple 3-minute video. Okay? That's what I did. And then I found the top 3 people. I said, sweet, check that out. Here's the top 3 people that I like, that I think I would like to work with. And I told them, hey, I'm going to put you guys in a competition. I'm going to give you guys a couple $100 each to drive ads to this page. Whoever sends the most converting traffic gets the job. I'm a capitalist, baby. I'm really extremely freaking competitive. And just because of that, because the fact it was a competition, somebody dropped off. And I was like, cool, if you can't even handle a simple competition, you're gone. Okay? And then, since it was the last 2 people, right? I didn't even have to run the contest, guys. I could just tell one person would not stop asking me questions that I would have no idea the answers to. Okay. I've logged into the Facebook ads platform like 4 times. Seriously. I mean, this is an actual thing. I know where my roles are and my strengths are and where they're not. And I'm not going to go try and learn to be everything. Okay. I live this. Okay. And so this person was like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And I was like, I don't know. You said you're an expert. Like, tell me what you need from me. I'm not huge into this. What? It's your role. You decide. It's your decision making now. And that person could not handle it. And I was like, The other person was like, all right, awesome. Hey, from what you're doing, I already can see I need this, X, Y, and Z. Can I get it by tomorrow? And I was like, whoa, I'm loving this. And then I handed off that stuff, and the person was like, okay, now we got a few options here for what you're doing. 1, 2, 3, ABC. I was like, oh, that was it. Okay. That's how I farm the right person, is contests. There are multiple ways to run contests. Freelancer.com is a great way to run. They actually facilitate the contest process at freelancer.com. Okay. Where I can say, here's the project. And like I did this for t-shirts once. I did it for software. I've done it for a lot of things. Okay. Here's the project. And I'm going to award $100. I don't know. Something that's a little bit more higher than it should be. And here's the t-shirt I need designed. Here's assets I already have, so you can have some clay to work with. And yeah, contest ends in 7 days. I'm only going to award the money to one person. I got 275 submission one time because of that process. You know what that does? Farms out all the people that are not actually amazing. Okay? And I'm publicly critiquing each one of their submissions so everyone else sees it. And then always at the end, people always pop in and they're like, hey, the good ones always pop in at the end, I've noticed. Okay. And they're like, hey, you need that. And I've seen the others. Okay, boom, here you go. Right. And it's worked 9 times out of 10. And I get an amazing person. Guess what? Next time I need to find someone the right for t-shirts, I already know who the top 3 people were. They got farmed out of 275 submissions for the top 3. And I'm like, boom, you. Right. Which one will I use? Okay. How do I go through all the submissions? It facilitates the process. It's really fast. Okay. Freelancer.com is a great resource for that. But I'm just saying contests in general. Okay. I live in a results-based economy. I do not live in an effort-based economy. I don't care how hard someone's trying when it comes to the right who in my business, when it comes to the right who in my funnel building process. I am all about results, not effort. Hire for results, right? So I'm going in, and when I need the right who, how do I find who's a results-based person? Well, I'm going to make them go through a little results-based thing. Okay. And I'm going to make them run through a contest or some kind of like tiered thing. Like, are you good? Prove it. Okay. Then I go in, and that's the point. And what I'm trying to say with this is that if I can focus, if you, whatever you're amazing at, if you can focus on just the thing that you are amazing at, okay, how much less amazing would you be at your thing if you were trying to learn all these other things too? It would bring you down. Okay. But if I go in, I'm telling you, the answer is in the who. That's what I'm trying to get to in this whole thing. If someone is as obsessed as I am in funnels, and they're as obsessed as I am in funnels in Facebook, in graphic design, in copywriting, in this, I gather a talent base that there's no way I could do it on my own if I try to be a Renaissance man and just save some money, save some time. No, I'm telling you, you will crush the game with that. That is your business asset. Okay. Your marketing asset is the list on the internet. Your business asset is the team itself, and make sure it's the right who. You do that by working inside of a results-based economy, not an effort one. I tried really hard. I don't care. Okay. We're talking about my money, right? You get that? Does it make sense? All right, cool. That's it. That's what I got for you guys today. Some little tidbits along the way of how I've done it, how I've maneuvered a lot of this stuff before. So you got red dot, green dot. Make sure you get the right who. Okay. And if you're like, I can't do the right who, that's okay. Then you might be the only who for a while, and that's okay. You're doing all the roles inside of your thing, and that's okay. Okay. But I am focused, and this is only focused on just revenue generating activities, only funnel building, not business building. They're not the same thing. And as you build the revenue, right, future things we have help you build the business and stuff. But then it's all about how can I build a system and a team that supports the revenue so that I can be third party and still have a life. Okay, and that thing runs and fulfills and gets sales and closes and supports and does all the stuff it's supposed to. Okay, that's sexy, but understand we are just doing the revenue here. Okay, Then I look at it, red dot, green dot, only revenue generating activities are done inside this challenge. That's it. That's all you should ever do ever as the entrepreneur moving into CEO role, okay? You're not a business owner in this stuff. We're talking about revenue generating entrepreneurship. That's it, okay? As you move forward and you're like, man, I'm gonna take this money that I've made and I'm gonna dump it back into ads so I make more sales. Or, you know what, it's time for me to get a who. So I'm gonna take some of this initial money, which we're gonna walk you guys through as we move forward, and I'm gonna go get the right who. Guys, I would spend like $30 to get someone to make an image for me while I was working for somebody else. It doesn't take a lot of money. It takes way less than you would think. That's what I'm trying, it truly does. I went and did a project for somebody, got a couple $100 from it, and as I'd be riding my bike into build my own stuff, okay, and I had no money at that time, that's how I did it. And I'd go take that cash and I'd roll it into getting people to doing stuff for me that I didn't have to do. And I'd come back home that evening, all this crap got done. I was like, what? Momentum, feeling progress, stuff actually happening, that gear slowly starting to shift. And then suddenly you're like, oh, sick. I'm actually starting to do it, okay? Now let's build more of the business that supports the funnel. Is that helpful? I'm just trying to pre-frame your guys' noggins as we move into this so you understand what this is for and what it's not and how I do it so I don't go nuts in my head, okay? So today's challenge is brutal honesty with what you are amazing at and what you are not. And therein lies freedom, being honest about that. I suck at Facebook ads. That's why I'm never gonna try to learn it. I don't wanna learn it. I know I could, but the path is huge. I don't wanna walk that path. I'm just gonna stay in my spot where I'm really good, only the check boxes I'm awesome at, and I'm gonna find the right who's for the rest. If you can't do that, or if you're like, man, I don't have the money for it, just bootstrap it for a little bit. Understand this challenge will help you get there, and then take that cash and slowly start bringing in the right who's. Don't you dare take profit. Don't put it back in your pocket. You put it back into ads. You put it back into getting the right who's. Yeah! Woo! Get some! What's up, guys? Hey, thank you so much for taking the One Funnel Away Challenge, and hopefully you guys liked today's lesson. We are always trying to find cool ways to just keep this fun and engaging. We know that there is usually a lot of mental work that someone has to go through just to get their first funnel out the door, which is shocking. You would think that it's just all about marketing. It really is not. A lot of work goes on between the ears. What we want to do with you guys is I got two things here. I'm making sure I can say to you guys here. There's two things going on. Number one, at the end of the challenge, I always like to bring on a couple of the students and I will live critique your funnel if you do this thing, okay? Go to ofareview.com, ofareview.com, and use the Epiphany Bridge script, which we will teach you about if we haven't yet. Use the Epiphany Bridge script to go through and leave an honest review of what you've thought so far about the One Funnel Away Challenge. That's ofareview.com. Then what I do is I go back and I like to look through each of the testimonials, each of the success stories, things that are happening, and myself as well, the ClickFunnels team, go through and we find the ones where we're like, oh my gosh, you don't have to be living in a gutter to qualify for this, by the way, either, okay? But as you go through, you can start looking at this. We look through and we see the stories that we're like, oh man, it'd be cool to bring this person on at the end of the challenge. And so that's one thing that I do with you guys. So number one, if you guys would like to be able to be considered for me to critique your funnel live in front of everybody at the end of this challenge, go to ofareview.com. Second thing, okay, secondly, ofareview.com is also where I like to see some of the neatest stories, transformation stories. There's actually a One Funnel Away podcast. One Funnel Away, it's called One Funnel Away Stories. That's the name of the podcast. One Funnel Away Stories is a podcast specifically interviews with me interviewing you and the coolest stories and neatest transformations. Again, not that you need to be like totally living in a gutter and then turn back around and have this huge success. But what I do is I like to go back to the ofareview.com and I will look through all those cool testimonials, things like that you guys are dropping, and my team and myself reach out and I ask, could I interview you? Okay. So if you want to be, number one, considered for me critiquing your funnel, and number two, possibly getting on the One Funnel Away podcast, okay, One Funnel Away Stories podcast, just go to ofareview.com. Okay, that's the first thing. I know there's a lot. I'm just kind of pounding all this information out. We get a lot of questions. That's why we're doing this. Second of all, if you want to, Russell constantly, he likes to do like cool contests. So if you go to onefunnelaway.com/unboxing, and what you can do is, we actually want you guys to go take your One Funnel Away box that we ship to you and take a video of yourself opening it and just walking through it. Be excited, right? There's certainly more points for creativity and flair. And there's actually, if you go to onefunnelaway.com/unboxing, what it'll do is it'll give you a bunch of instructions on what you need to do. It's easy. Take your phone, film it, record it, and we'll actually put you into a drawing where Russell goes in and he chooses somebody to win $1,000 cash or Funnel Hacking Live tickets, or right. There's a bunch of stuff that he gives that's really, really cool to kind of keep people excited. Again, we know the process is kind of intense with this. So again, the other link that you should know about is onefunnelaway.com/unboxing. And that will go there and it'll give you all the instructions you need to be entered into the drawing for the contest. All right, guys, thanks so much. And remember, OFAReview.com and then also onefunnelaway.com/unboxing. Thanks, guys.